Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 16th of May. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director of Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is a weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week I've been asked to look at Webjet, Zip, James Hardie and LBL. So if you have a request, make sure you email it through. Make sure you're sharing this video on social media. Also ensure that you've signed up to our free newsletter. And finally, any advice here is general only. So this is a daily chart of Webjet. If we zoom in a bit here, you'll see since mid-February it's done extremely well. It's looked very bullish. We had a look at this one in one of our reports several weeks ago. So we noted the decline here, basically forming a bull flag. It's rallied quite nicely since then. In the last couple of weeks we've seen a decline here, but what I've noticed is it's basically sat on top of that February high. So if I just zoom in a bit more, you'll see some nice price rejection here on the Tuesday when the market fell away. Price rejection lower down, bounced up, and then we've seen a movement up here. So at the moment it looks like it wants to head higher again. There'll be some resistance near this old high in the mid-17s, but the way it's trading suggests to me that it's not going to stick around there too long. I think it will head to a new high. Okay, Zip, obviously done extremely well since the beginning of the year, but despite that I think the chart still looks quite bullish. So this is a daily chart. If I zoom in a bit more, we'll see there was some price rejection in early May, and then it started to fall away. But that doesn't have me concerned at all. So what we've got is, in terms of recent price action, a very sharp move up here on strong volume. And then we've had a more corrective decline to form another sort of bullish flag. And look at the volume there, it's decreasing on the way back. So all of this is quite bullish. What we're now looking at is whether we get a break of this flag. So it looks like we're almost seeing a break here. It's trying to break out, and what that would mean is that Zip would continue trending higher. So I think it still looks bullish. Okay, James Hardie. So it's had a decent run since those lows in February. The last part of the rally here over the last several weeks, it looks like it was sort of on lower volume. So we can see sort of volume drying up on the way up, which isn't ideal. But in terms of where it's come back in the last couple of weeks, this sort of $18 level appears to be a bit of support for it. And then it's jumped quite nicely, outpacing the market yesterday. So at the moment it looks like it will it'd want to head higher. I think as a trade, if you expect it to make another higher high, you'd be targeting at least $20, and I think you just have a stop just under 18. Okay, finally LBL. So it's not one I've heard of. It's called Laser Bond. This is a daily chart. As you could see, not a lot of liquidity, so there tends to be quite a bit of price movement. If we move to a weekly chart, one thing to note is the spike in volume here on the way up, so that's a positive. But in the meantime, what you'll need is basically a clear break of this this consolidation. So I think with this recent consolidation, if we could see a clear break above that, then that's a trade you could probably follow. All right, well that's it for this week. Make sure you email me your request and I'll try to cover it next week for you.